So No Man's Sky is a game of great freedom. Given its absolutely massive setting, it's easy to realize how the vast majority of players, especially newcomers, might get lost in what appears to be a universe of almost infinite size. That's why in today's video we're going to take a look at 16 cool things you can do right now in No Man's Sky. Why 16, you might ask? Well, the reason lies within the lore and the storyline of No Man's Sky. It bears great significance. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but this brings us to the first point on the list, and that is completing the main quest line in No Man's Sky. I know this sounds like a no-brainer to most of you, but following and finishing the main story in No Man's Sky is one of the best ways to get a feeling of what this game is about, as well as learning a lot more about its lore, the significance of the Atlas, and the part you play in as a traveler in this universe. The game will also take you on an adventure through the galaxy from one world to another, and not only will you get to experience the beauty of this game, but also get useful loot along the way that will further help you with your journey. While it's true that at launch the story was rather lacking, rest assured that all that changed and updates along the way have greatly improved the experience. You'll now get a much more satisfying storyline than you could do previously. There's also an additional story regarding a traveler named Artemis, which I also suggest you follow after completing the path of the Atlas. Second on the list is hunting for spaceships. Traveling in the universe of No Man's Sky would not be possible without the use of spaceships, of course. Luckily, there are three main types of spaceships you can both buy or salvage. Like, you can essentially find them crashed on different planets and whatnot. The fighter ship, as the name implies, focuses on higher damage and maneuverability compared to other types. They also tend to look the best out of all the ship types, at least in my opinion. And you'll want at least one fighter in your personal fleet if multiplayer combat is going to be a big deal in next. Second on the list, we have haulers, which are these massive, bulky, carrier type ships that excel in inventory capacity, better defense, and slightly increase warp range. These are also the only one that can currently reach a maximum of 48 slots, which is more than enough to satisfy all your carrying needs. They don't look that stylish as fighters at least, or explorers, but inventory management won't be an issue for you in this case, and they won't disappoint you in any of their departments. Last but not least, we have the explorer type of ship, a more scientific looking spacecraft made for all the citizen scientists out there. They don't particularly excel in either inventory capacity nor firepower, but they can look very stylish, and their small size and looks fit very well if you're deciding to roleplay as a traveler slash scientist. It also possesses one of the best warp ranges from all the spaceships, so you could say that this one will bring you a long way. Pun intended. Ever since the Atlas Rises update came in, we also have an additional ship type, which is the exotic one. These are more rare and they have the benefit of always being maximum rank, which is S. The problem is that their inventory capacity, much like the Explorer, is rather low. Their firepower isn't really that potent, so to speak, but at least, well, you get to keep them and they look pretty awesome. Number 3 on the list is taking screenshots. Lots and lots of screenshots. I always said that No Man's Sky is the ultimate screenshot simulator, and that still holds true. The combination between the beauty of this game and the nifty screenshot tool will ensure you get some very nice wallpaper material. In all your travels, you'll always find yourself taking a stop to admire the beautiful scenery, so why not take a screenshot of your adventure and share it with others? There's a very active community of No Man's Sky enthusiasts on Reddit that would love to take a look at your adventures and your travels, so make sure to take as many screenshots as possible and share them with all the other No Man's Sky community members. Number 4 is the Galactic Hub, which is my favorite on the list. Speaking of enthusiastic communities, if you truly want to feel like you belong to one, you can always travel to any of the hubs currently created in No Man's Sky. Of course, the Galactic Hub is not the only one, but it is by far the biggest one and the best organized. It doesn't matter if you're playing on PC or on PS4, there are Galactic Hub members on both of them, discovering things and cataloging worlds and all of the other things that come with them. In essence, hubs are like colonies. They are regions in the universe in which large numbers of people have joined forces in order to create civilization. You can be a part of that too by traveling to such a hub. I personally recommend the Galactic Hub as it holds a lot of beautiful worlds, player bases, and of course amazing environments, amazing creatures, multi-tools, everything you can ever think of in the universe of No Man's Sky. It's also a very good method of getting a lot of units very fast, as there are plenty of farms created by members of the community. You can already see what the hub is all about by just checking my No Man's Sky series. There are a lot of videos on this and you've pretty much followed my adventure. At least I hope you did. If not, just go ahead and check it out. You're gonna see some of the wild adventures you can experience in the Galactic Hub. Number 5 is meeting other players. Since we're on the subject of players getting together, rest assured No Man's Sky finally introduced a way for players to meet in-game. If you travel to the hub, you'll most likely encounter other players randomly, but you can also arrange one with your friends if they also play the game. While there are many limitations to the multiplayer currently, the next update will drastically change all of that for a true full multiplayer experience. I really cannot express how much I am waiting for that. If you want more details on that, just keep an eye out for the No Man's Sky main website, as well as news that gets posted on social media, on Reddit, on YouTube, on this channel. Trust me, you're gonna find out more news about that really soon. Number 6 is building a base. With all of the traveling in mind, there's no secret that some players prefer to stick to only one world. If you find your perfect planet, there's no better way to make it feel like home other than building your very own base on it. No Man's Sky offers a very in-depth base builder that will satisfy all of your needs. No, really, go ahead and check it out. It's really good. Some people even call it Minecraft in space, which I don't necessarily disagree with. There's also a creative mode available that lets you experiment with base building, and none of the resources cost any money and you have all of the blueprints already learned. You can create anything from simple structures to full-fledged mansions and anything else in between, or anything else that you can think of. So if you're not sure about base building, just hop in creative mode and you're gonna have a really good time. And you also get the option to import other people's bases, so in case you find something cool on the Steam workshop, well, you can pretty much import that into your own game and see how it is. Maybe take a few points here and there how to build your own. Number 7 is riding Exocrafts. Ever since the Pathfinder update, we've got a new form of traveling on planet surfaces, and that is Exocrafts. No longer do you need to move from one place to another on foot like some kind of peasant. Not only that, but a full upgraded Exocraft, especially a roamer, will let you ride the terrain in style, and if you get a high enough speed, you can catch some nice airtime, making it a very fun and pleasant experience. You'll also get to travel on water surface. I'm not particularly fond of swimming my way out on half the size of the planet, okay, so yeah, Exocrafts are one of the best things that happened in No Man's Sky. Number 8 is buying a freighter. Have you ever wanted to have your own personal world destroyer? Or do you simply want to own your own space station to store your ships in? Well, a massive freighter is all you need. While the best one of them can cost up to 500 million units, there are several smaller ones and cheaper options out there until you're able to work your way towards the bigger ones. While you won't use it that much into battles, its usefulness comes from its 9 landing pads that are more than enough to host your ships and additional NPC ones in case you're hunting for them. You get a big area in the back where you can pretty much settle up an additional farm, and you can use it as a general storage in case you find yourself filled with materials. It's noteworthy that freighter storage can hold the highest amount of elements of any type, so the investment is definitely worth it on the long run. Number 9. Getting a better multi-tool. Multi-tools are like a Swiss army knife for No Man's Sky. You can farm with it, you can fight with it, scan your surroundings, create or even destroy the very earth you walk on, and it makes you look 100 times better than you would normally look. So like a good looking multi-tool will make you look like a freaking prince. No, actually a king. There are of course several upgrades to it that will pretty much fit any playstyle. We have laser beams, laser bullets, shotguns, even grenade launchers are all a possibility for this thing, hence the reason why it's even called a multi-tool. So if you want to just farm faster or kill big things in huge blasts, make sure to grab a multi-tool as well as all the necessary upgrades for it. Number 10 is traveling to other galaxies. Previously in No Man's Sky, galaxies weren't that much different from one another, and traveling to the center of yours was not really that spectacular. With the introduction of Atlas Rises, the storyline ending is much more satisfying, and you get the bonus to choose from different galaxies, all with their own different characteristics. You can choose from galaxies that spawn the most lush worlds imaginable, or ones that have spiraled into endless conflict where every planet is infested with life-threatening environments, creatures and sentinels. You could also stay in Euclid if you want to be in the most populated of them all. No matter what you do, the choice is yours, but be warned when choosing your galaxy. You cannot turn back on the previous one, unless of course you made a backup copy of your previous save file, so just be careful with that. Number 11 is learning all languages. I think it's safe to say that most aliens you encounter in the universe of No Man's Sky really enjoy cracking jokes at your expense, especially since, well, you can't really retaliate as you don't know a word they're saying. So why not start learning their language to see exactly what those pesky aliens are talking behind your back. It might take a while, but it's better than having your head smacked because you didn't know what the Viking wanted, or having your brain scooped by some random Korvax because he wanted to practice his science on some unsuspecting traveler. So yeah, learning languages maybe is not such a bad idea in a vast universe filled with different species, just saying. Number 12, mods. While the modding community for No Man's Sky isn't as big as it used to be, or as big as, for example, a game such as Skyrim, there are still a handful of very good mods out there that will more than spice your experience with this game. You can go from something mild like texture mods and environmental tweaks, lighting mods, for which I strongly recommend, by the way, 4K HD clouds and Space Dream. They are some of the best mods out there that don't alter your gameplay significantly, they just update the visuals. Or you can go for something completely game-changing, such as Rayrod's Overhaul, which is due to have a big update really soon, but you can go ahead and grab it right now. It's going to significantly impact your gameplay, and it's really awesome. It's one of the best mods out there if you want an alternative No Man's Sky gameplay. No matter what your preference is though, there's a hefty amount of mods out there on both nexusmods.com and nomanskymods.com. If you've got bored with the vanilla No Man's Sky, modding is probably the best next thing for you. Number 13, becoming a god. Well, not really a god, but when you have more firepower than most civilizations, you might as well just be one. From the huge S-class Star Destroyer to the finest fleet ever seen, you'll be an unstoppable force, and you'll realize that almost nothing can stay in your way. The end game is all about maxing out everything: your suit, your multi-tool, your freighter, your ships, your exocrafts, the base. Everything is upgradable, and there are hundreds of blueprints out there and they're all waiting for you, so go ahead and grab them out. I personally have an entire fleet of max rank, well, ships and basically everything else, as you can probably see from the videos I post regularly. Number 14, play at least once on Permadeath difficulty. While No Man's Sky is indeed about space survival, it kind of fails short on giving you a challenge, especially as you progress through the game. On your average playthrough, you'll quickly find that not much can kill you outside of your own stupidity. Yeah. I said that. I never died to anything outside of my own stupidity in this very game, so yeah, your own mistakes are your biggest enemy. This can have a negative effect on those who want a real challenge and get a real feeling of danger in the universe of No Man's Sky. For this reason, I recommend giving Permadeath a go. In this mode, everything out there is trying to kill you, the environments are much more dangerous and unpredictable, sentinels are much more vicious, as well as the predators in the game. Within the first few minutes of Permadeath, you'll find out just how wild the things can get. The icing on the cake here, if you want to put it that way by the way, is the fact that as the name might imply, in this game mode you can actually permanently die, as in literally dying right there and not being able to go back on any previous save game. You only have one life in this mode. Make use of everything you can and stay out of trouble. Your first mistake might be your last, and there's no respawning here. Like, once dead in this game mode, it's all over. All your hard work is literally gone. Number 15 is completing the Radiant quest. Sometimes the universe you're playing in might be a little bit too big for you. A lot of players can easily get lost in the vastness of No Man's Sky. With the introduction of Atlas Rises, you'll be able to grab repeatable quests from the aliens on your nearest space station. The quests themselves are repeatable and also procedurally generated, so essentially you're never gonna run out of them. You also get the benefit of earning units, loot, standing with the other species, blueprints, and a lot of other useful stuff. While it's true that they can get a tad too repetitive, they will provide a rather varied selection of activities which you'll mostly do anyway, so why not get rewarded even more for the things you do in No Man's Sky. So this includes scanning, fighting, trading, delivering items, bounties, repairing broken stuff. At the very least, it will give you a few more carrots you can chase for. 16 and last on the list is taking a break. If you feel burned out by the gameplay or simply don't have much else to do in it, then why not just take a break? Nobody is keeping you to play this game. There's no need to keep playing if you feel like there's nothing more to do or if you feel burned out by it. On top of that, a few weeks break might be the best thing ever for you, as the next update will revitalize this game even more and provide us with much more content than before. So if you're already seen everything or simply got bored, take a break until the next update drops by. You'll have plenty of time to play when that happens. So these are just 16 things you can currently pull off in No Man's Sky. I tried to make the points in this list as useful as possible and giving examples of something that is rewarding inside the game. Of course, you can always take your route and mess with the game in whichever way you see fit. If you agree with this list or if you have a different favorite activity, go ahead and post it in the comment section below. That's all I have for now, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, a like and a subscribe would greatly be appreciated. Also, don't forget the notification bell, and I will see you guys in our next space adventure.